Welcome. Before we begin, I'd like to cover a few ground rules for today's event. At this time, please ensure all electronic devices are turned off or placed on silent. Photography will be allowed during the ceremony and up until the aircraft lands. After the jet is on the ground, pictures will not be allowed on any personal devices. Once the aircraft shuts down, our public affairs team will be taking photos in front of the jet for anyone who would like to stay to have their picture taken. These photos can be accessed using the QR code you received at check-in. Restrooms are located on the far side of the hangar, and hearing protection has been provided and can be used when the aircraft is landing.
All right, well, good afternoon. We've got 4 jets racing at us at the speed of sound, so we'll kick this off. I'm Colonel Brian Parker, the Operations Group Commander, and on behalf of myself, Colonel Van Roo, and all the men and women of the 115th Fighter Wing, welcome as we celebrate the much-anticipated arrival of the F-35. Today, we will hear from our state military leadership recognizing the historic landing of the first F-35 in Madison. The 115th Command Team will recognize individual members who represent accomplishments of the entire fighter wing. Lastly, we will witness our team of pilots land the F-35, and guests will have the opportunity to check out the aircraft up close, personal, and have our public affairs team take pictures of you in front of the aircraft. At this time, please rise for the presentation of the colors and the playing of the national anthem. During the national anthem, military members in uniform should stand at attention and salute as directed by the color guard. Civilians should stand, if able, and place their right hand over their heart. We have several special and distinguished guests with us today. On behalf of Major General Knapp, the 31st Adjutant General for the Department of Military Affairs, we would like to welcome delegation from our state and national representatives. Several retired Wisconsin generals and command chiefs, 115th honorary commanders, members of the Badger Air Community Council, members of the Greater Madison Area Chamber of Commerce, Dane County Regional Airport, Wisconsin Veterans Museum, and the Department of Military Affairs. Finally, we would like to recognize all commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, and the men and women of the 115th Fighter Wing, 128th Air Refueling Wing in Volk Field. It is truly a pleasure to have each of you here this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the commander of the 115th Fighter Wing, Colonel Bart Van Roo.
All right. Welcome. What an incredible day. Everybody relax. I feel like we're too quiet right now. Take a seat. 115th Fighter Wing, congratulations to you. The day is finally here. General May, General Knapp, distinguished guests, community leaders, and members of the wing. I'd like to officially welcome you to one of the most exciting days in Fighter Wing history. It's with great joy and obligation, General, that we accept this challenge today of becoming the second National Guard Fighter Wing with the F-35. This day marks, all right. Great to see so many people here, and this day marks really the conclusion of a vision that took us more than 10 years to achieve as a wing. But it's also the culmination of generations of excellence this wing has demanded. And this year, this excellence spans 75 years of fighter training here at Truax Field. Truly amazing. But after today, we will be singularly focused on the responsibility that this mission brings. Today allows us a moment to celebrate the arrival of the first F-35 Lightning II jets to Truax. These jets will ensure generations of opportunity here in Madison. And in today's ceremony, we'll start out by highlighting the vision and the partnerships that have made this wing exceptional. And then, at the end, we'll take a little bit of time to recognize the outstanding individual sacrifices that have made this day possible. So first, to our many distinguished state and national members of our delegation, your partnership and your guidance has been tremendous. We in the 115th take great pride in the way we have supported our communities, especially since the pandemic. And as we take on this new challenge with so much national and international importance, we look forward to working with you all to continue to maximize what we bring to our communities for decades to come now. Our focus does turn to ensuring that this wing is ready with these new aircraft to respond at a moment's notice to anything we are tasked to do. And unfortunately, with increasing uncertainty around this world, the mission capability is essential to the U.S. to be prepared to meet these challenges. So we ask all of you for your collaboration and continued partnership to maximize these capabilities for our airmen as we take on the mission. Madison in the 115th was chosen for a great history of producing the most capable airmen. And now our pilots, maintainers, and support members of all kinds have unfortunately never been more needed. The F-35 will now make us relevant and capable of any tasking that our governor and our president ask us to take on now and into the future. To the rest of the greater Wisconsin community and all our partners in Milwaukee and Volk Field, thank you for your constant support and influence. And some of our most important partners, to the Badger Air Community Council, led by Lieutenant Colonel retired Chris Arns and Mr. Marv Siegert. We can't say enough about the many years of devoted work. Your vision has helped us create an impactful and lasting connection in our community for generations to come. To the Madison Area Chamber of Commerce, to the members, the board, and especially to the leadership of Mr. Zach Brandon, thank you so much for your support and engagement. We are certainly a more responsive organization because of it. And then to our honorary commanders here, many past and present now as this program is much more mature. Thank you for committing your valuable time to understand our complex mission set. The National Guard is extremely unique in the way it supports while also depending on its community members to sustain the all-voluntary military force. Your involvement in what we provide is essential to Wisconsin. And then last, the list is so long and there's so many here, to the past commanders and chiefs airmen, and families of the 115th Fighter Wing. Thank you for all you've done over the last 75 years for setting a vision that has been so critical in maintaining our dedication to excellence. The members of the wing today will carry this obligation forward with great commitment. And now, it's my honor to introduce the Deputy Adjutant General for the Air and Commander of the Wisconsin Air National Guard, Brigadier General David May.
Colonel van Roo, Chief Carroll, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to be with you for this momentous occasion. Can you believe that today is finally here after all these years? What a great day to be in the Wisconsin Air National Guard and to be a Wisconsinite and to be here today at Truax Field to greet our first F-35s. In October of 2015, the Air Force ushered in a new era of combat air power when Hill Air Force Base received the service's first two operational F-35As. Less than a year later, in August of 2016, the Air Force initiated the first squadron-sized deployment of the F-35. 14 jets from the 33rd Fighter Wing at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida, and they flew to Wisconsin. Just allow me to emphasize that. The United States Air Force could have sent these jets to numerous other places for this significant milestone, and they chose Wisconsin. And they've been coming back ever since. My predecessor, Brigadier General Gary Eben, and I were at Vogt Field on that hot August day in 2016, the Friday before the start of Exercise Northern Lightning, and watched them all land, one after another. It was one of those moments that you don't spoil by talking, you just look, listen, and take it all in. At that time in 2016, we are in the heart of the competition to show the United States Air Force that Wisconsin was the best home for the 2nd Air National Guard F-35 unit. And it was a full state effort, much of which was centered around Exercise Northern Lightning to showcase the unique attributes of our state. Our team effort was built on three pillars: the stellar and well-deserved reputation of the 115th Fighter Wing, with years of great leadership and vision, got us in the game. The airspace and ranges of Vogt Field, Hardwood, and Fort McCoy rounded out our unique training complex. And the 128th Air Refueling Wing ensured ready support for extended training and real-world missions. Our three Wisconsin air bases were a potent combination of talent, will, and desire for us to be selected for conversion. And today, with the first arrival of this aircraft, we become part of a vast fleet of F-35s across the Air Force, Navy, the Marine Corps, as well as many partners and allies, to ensure that we have an answer to the peer-level national security threats we currently face. This fleet is more than 900 aircraft strong, having completed more than 650,000 flight hours from 37 bases, flown by nearly 2,000 pilots, and cared for by over 14,000 maintainers. We are so proud of the 115th Fighter Wing as they join this mighty force today. I'd like to congratulate and thank Colonel Retired Jeff Wiegand, Brigadier General Eric Peterson, and Colonel Bart Van Roo for starting and finishing this incredible effort to get the F-35 here as past and present wing commanders, along with all the many airmen you've led through this process, focused on maintaining integrity, transparency, and a connection to our community and state. To the Badger Air Community Council, the Greater Madison Chamber of Commerce, our hometown construction companies, community leaders, and of course, Lockheed Martin, thank you and congratulations for being part of this effort. You have had an enormous impact on something that is greater than any one of us individually, that being the security of our great nation and the preservation of peace. To those less than excited about the arrival of the F-35 today, know that we will continue to be responsible and honest members of the community where we work, live, worship, and raise our families as faithful Wisconsinites, as we continue the proud legacy of Truax Field that started over 7 decades ago. It's now my honor to introduce the Adjutant General of the great state of Wisconsin, Major General Paul Knapp. Sir, over to you.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for being here for this amazing occasion as the 115th Fighter Wing receives the first of its new F-35s. This isn't the first time that the 115th Fighter Wing has received a new airframe. They have flown 8 different primary aircraft under our state flag since it was first established as an Air National Guard unit nearly 75 years ago in 1948. It was really difficult to say goodbye to the F-16 Fighting Falcons that we've flown here for the last 30 years. The first F-16s actually came to the Fighter Wing back in 1992, before many of our current airmen were even born, in the year that I was commissioned as a second lieutenant. It's an exciting honor for the Wisconsin National Guard to have been chosen as only the second state in the nation to welcome F-35s. I have no doubt that the legacy of our past will more than matched by the generations to come. And I'm honored to be a part of this evolution. As your Adjutant General, it's my responsibility to ensure that the citizen soldiers and airmen of the Wisconsin National Guard are prepared to deploy anywhere at any time to support our community, our state, and our nation. I've always felt that the National Guard was synonymous with service. And that service has a long and storied history, and you all are a part of that history. All that you've accomplished from multiple deployments around the world in support of the global war on terror since 9/11, to recent support of our local communities during a global pandemic, have added to that legacy. Over the 386-year history of the National Guard, the people and equipment have changed, but our mission remains the same. Always ready, always there. To the airmen of the 115th Fighter Wing, you have been entrusted with the most advanced and lethal weapon system our Air Force has ever fielded. The F-35A Lightning II Joint Strike Fighter is now in your hands. Its advanced stealth capabilities, speed and agility, fully fused sensor information with network-enabled operations is unparalleled anywhere in the world. But for all of its technological advancements, the one key component upon which future mission, success, or failure hinges remains unchanged. And that is each of you, the American Airmen. Today, I challenge you to devote yourselves during this conversion process to continue to expand your knowledge and understanding of this new airframe through application of the skills and technical training that you've already received. I challenge you to dedicate yourselves to improving your individual resiliency through faithful adherence to the tenets of Airman Comprehensive Wellness and the embodiment of the warrior ethos, so that when you're called upon to deploy, you'll be ready. Let your core values of integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all you do be your guide. To the leadership of the 115th Fighter Wing, commanders and chiefs, today you find yourselves in positions of great responsibility at a time when uncertainty engulfs our world. We're in an age where, as we have seen in Ukraine, national borders may no longer be recognized, and the international order as we know it is being tested by the rising threat of China. As we embark on this ever-changing great power competition, the ability of this fighter wing to deliver reliable combat air power will be vital to our nation's defense. I challenge you to continually refine your leadership skills and take necessary action to inspire the organizational change needed for your new mission to match the operational climate we find ourselves in today. I challenge you to be guided by your 115th Fighter Wing motto, dedicated to excellence, to the fullest by fostering a culture of respect for your people, setting high but achievable goals, holding individuals accountable, and above all else, pursuing excellence in all that you do. While this marks a new challenge for the 115th Fighter Wing, I have faith in your ability to execute your mission and keep the skies of our state and nation safe. Always ready, always there, and forward. Thank you.
All right, General Knapp, General May, thank you for your inspirational remarks, and we certainly appreciate your continuous support of our Fighter Wing family. Now, the second part of our program, and a little bit more fun. There's no doubt it would be impossible today to recognize all the amazing people that have made this transition happen. As we debated how to recognize the contributions of the last 5 years, many areas came up. With COVID, construction and contracting actually easily became the most challenging environment to work in. And yet somehow ours is still on time and still extremely successful. I had initially planned to recognize only our airmen and their families in this part of the program. But much of today truly would not be possible without the aid of our construction partners and their union workforce. Many of these construction team members have practically lived on the base for the last 3 years. So I know some are in the back, maybe some in front, but if you're a member of one of these companies, or union worker, or someone that's contributed on the base, please stand, wave your hard hat. I know they're humble, so they probably won't. All these people had significant impacts on our mission. Amazing. Let me name a few, and you can hold your applause till the end. Thank you to the Carpenters Local 314, Electricians 159, Ironworkers 383, Plumbers 75, Sprinkler Fitters 669, and many, many more. And to our incredible construction firms, highlighted by Advanced Building Corporation, Bellinger Corporation, Conti, Ford Electric, Integrity Grading, J&B Builders, J.H. Findorf and Sons, J.P. Cullen, KPH Construction, Kayak, and Structure Projects. What remarkable teams. Thank you so much for your efforts. All right, I have asked today Fighter Wing Command Chief Brian Carroll to step up to help me recognize some of the other essential wing members on this effort. Chief Carroll.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Dedicated to excellence. This is the Fighter Wing mantra. Since the Fighter Wing was established in 1948, there's been a rich history of pride and the ability to get the job done. Through the years, this tradition has been passed on from generation to generation. Through many changes that include mission, airframes, and adversaries, each generation bringing more weapons to the fight with advancements in technology, a higher degree of skill levels through education, and vast improvements in the development of our assets, everything from fire trucks to fighter aircraft. As one generation of airmen steps aside, a new, energetic airman steps up and is ready to lead the Fighter Wing into a new era of defending our nation and the state of Wisconsin. I'm excited for the entire wing because the arrival of this new aircraft will affect everyone across the base, no matter your career field. A fifth-generation fighter in the hands of our elite and ever-ready airmen will prove once again that the 115th Fighter Wing is ready, willing, and able to take on a new challenge and prove we are truly dedicated to excellence. Please help me in congratulating our team. Sir?
Burma, Kuwait, Korea, you name the place. He's been there. But he's flown over 530 combat hours, 109 missions. He's married Beth. They have 4 wonderful children, Mike, Ryan, Vivian, and Celeste. Lieutenant Colonel Kuba spent the last 3 years as the Director of Operations at Nellis Air Force Base out in Nevada. Some of you may be able to relate to this as Top Gun. To put this into perspective, he has been the lead instructor and tactician at the most elite fighter training program in the world. Fighter Weapons School is a PhD level program training practical expertise and leaders to control and exploit air, space, and cyber on behalf of the Joint Force. His impact on the Air Force is global and will echo for generations. He's touted as one of the brilliant minds of the Air Force and has well represented the type of people we have to offer right here in Madison, Wisconsin. The number 2 aircraft that we see coming up in Mitchell will be Captain John Becky. He grew up right here in Uberus, Wisconsin, graduated UW Milwaukee, and has been flying since he can remember his dad stacking up pillows in the back of the Cherokee 180. Wife Alex and daughter Amelia are in attendance. John's been in the Wisconsin Air National Guard for 19 years. His first 10 years were enlisted as a crew chief on the F-16. He deployed to Iraq in 06, 09, Korea 2017, and Afghanistan right before training in 2019. He's crewed over 220 combat hours, 44 missions. He spent over 3 years training as an instructor in the F-35 at Luke Air Force Base in Arizona. His impression of the F-13, and in his words, is that it's capable, relevant, and much needed to match current world threats. The third aircraft that will be coming up is Major Joe Pinella. He grew up in Wisconsin, lacrosse, graduated from UW Madison. First flight experience, 2 weeks old, plus the 172 Johnson. Joe's wife Abby is in attendance, and they have 2 daughters, Jackie and Allie. Joe served in the Wisconsin Air National Guard as an enlisted military intelligence member prior to being picked up for pilot training. He flew the F-16 in Iraq in 2006, 2008, followed by a tour in Afghanistan. He has over 200 hours, 44 combat missions, and Major Pinella spent the last 3 years refining his skill as an instructor at Luke Air Force Base in Arizona. His impression of the F-35 is that it is the future. It's incredibly capable, requires constant demanding training because of the new era of foreign military aviation. We need what the F-35 brings to the fight to provide global peace and security. Major Jake Kazusi will be the 4th final F-35 that's coming up here in Mitchell shortly. Jake grew up in Madison. He went to UW Madison. He's been flying since he can remember under the influence of 3 uncles who were pilots. Jake's married to Megan. He enlisted in the Wisconsin Air Guard in 2010 command and was served by the unit for over 12 years. He was combat proven in Korea, 2 tours in Afghanistan, and acquiring over 300 combat flight hours and over 80 combat missions. Major Kazuski has trained at Luke Air Force Base as an IP instructor pilot for the last 3 years, and Jason mentioned the F-35 is that it is definitely the plane you want to be in if you are to go into combat. As the aircraft approach, you will see them going to a combat turn directly overhead of us. It will be approaching at about 400 miles per hour, to about 1,500 feet, and they'll be going upward with the force of gravity. Enjoy this moment in the history for the state of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Air National Guard, and join me in welcoming this team of heroes home. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, what are we all waiting for? We just ask that you all please stay in your seats until the aircraft has landed and the aircraft has parked here in front of you. If you'd like to use hearing protection, now would be the time to get that out. And let's welcome Ms. Jackson Madison.
So the plan is you're going to... So maybe we'll just stay like this, and then after it stops.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us for this historic event today.
News 3 Now is always on.
Get the Channel 3000 app, activate the push alerts, and we will send you breaking news, traffic, and weather alerts as it happens.
The Channel 3000 app. Get it now.
Powered by News 3 Now.